Hey there, thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. But before I take you to your show, I have a very small request to make. Do check out the other episodes that we have created so far. And as you know, we are available on all major music and podcast streaming apps across the world. So, whichever podcasting platform you're listening to, do hit the follow button and leave us a rating, as that will help us improve our content and reach a wider audience. And with that, welcome to the show. Hello and good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night. I mean, whatever time zone you are in. People of the world, say that again, mate, is back with another powerful episode. And I hope you all had a great week, great past week, because there were festivals, there were so many other things happening around the world. Some prime minister getting shot, someone getting a new prime minister, and all those things happening. And amidst all of these things, we, as usual, without a fail, are here with another set of podcast with a new guest, and of course, my co host, as always, the very charming, the very beautiful Priyanka Mishra. Would you like to say hello?
Hello, everybody. And this is post Diwali celebration actually going on. If you can hear some noises, it's actually the firecrackers bursting. And yeah, how was your Diwali week, Bhaiya? How was Diwali in Mexico?
It was good. I mean, there are few expats, so we celebrate like in a very closed group. But there's a Diwali festival which gets organized by all the expats all over the city, and we had a great party actually. So it was a very wonderful experience. Loved it.
Okay. So Diwali must have been a exhausting time period for our stomach also because we have been churning on so many sweets, and even the smell also gets after a while it gets into your head. And
Right.
after a while, and when someone offers you sweet, it's like, no, one more sweet, I can't take it. And me as an individual, I don't like much sweets. So yeah, we have a guest today. We have a very beautiful, amazing person. So, KG Bhaiya, what happened in pandemic? I want to share some story.
Yeah.
So there was a time when, of course, we had limited access to human interaction, and I specifically moved barely a cell in my body. I tell you. So my mother was after me. She got genuinely annoyed with this behavior of mine, and she was like, "Could you please search for someone, some physical activity, any yoga teacher is around you?" Then I contacted my dear friend Pooja, and then she introduced me to this guest of ours. He's a really humble, experienced, amazing human, and he has been working in as a yoga teacher since, I think, he'll explain us better. But I'm sure more than 4 years. And the way he interacts and everything, it just made me consistent for I think I would say for 4 months I was consistent, and then he got disappointed with me. So please welcome Gaurav sir.
Hi, thank you for that introduction. Okay, that says a lot about your practice and how the teaching went and that lockdown period. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so now the firecracker sound is coming from me. So the viewers, listeners, please bear those sound.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
and we can have this podcast running with those sounds. So you know it's Diwali vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this podcast will
Yeah,
have a taste of Diwali as well. So it's
yeah.
all acceptable. This is a very, I mean, nobody listens to this podcast anyway, Gaurav says. So anyway,
But yeah, it's not.
it's
Maybe
just
in like 5 years, people are listening and they remember there was a phase. Oh, it was Diwali when it was recorded. You never
Wow,
know.
because
beautiful. Beautiful.
because so
So
Priya,
yeah.
you beautifully put this point that during the pandemic, not just you, a lot of us, and I think a lot of our listeners, I mean, of all age groups, they
Hmm.
suddenly had this realization that okay, we should start moving our body, because there was this fear around with the media that was created that your metabolism, your immunity, none of those things matter all of a sudden because to fight this virus, and
Correct.
hence different kinds of home workouts, and people just jumping off the stairs and coming back up
Yes.
and all of
Yeah.
those things. I mean, whatever was available, I was lifting gas cylinders to do squats and those things, So this was that phase just brought in a lot of awareness in the people. So Gaurav sir, um, going straight
Yes.
to the expert,
Hmm.
how have you been introduced to yoga specifically, and how long have you been doing it? Just say something about yourself and
Yeah. So
um,
it's
yeah,
very interesting story. Okay.
yeah.
So I don't know. A lot of my students also know about this. So I was working in IPL as a social media manager. Okay. So I was working for Mumbai Indians through Sports Interactive. It is a company. So
Mhm.
I used to be a social media copywriter, and then I used to manage the entire account also. So what does a copywriter do is, those who don't know what is exactly copywriting. So I used to write captions for captions for some, suppose Rohit Sharma scores 100.
Yeah.
So there is a graphic going on, creative, showing Rohit Sharma uh,
Mm.
and the. So I'm writing the captions above, and with that also handling the Twitter, their website. So I used to
Right.
write articles also for them. So I was very happy that I am in my field, which I always wanted to do. Okay, and but now that glamorous job which I have, with it, lot of things also came. So I was working 16 hours. Okay. So I used to go at office around 9 and come back at 12 or 1 at home. Okay.
Wow.
And this was happening throughout this IPL season. Okay. And with that, I was also handling Premier Badminton League, which is like IPL for badminton, and
Yeah, yeah.
Badminton Association of India account, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all. So it was very challenging that I had to tweet on all these accounts simultaneously. Okay. And as I said, 16 hours, and sometimes I used to not eat on time. Like most of the corporate jobs, sometimes you're
Yes,
stressed
of
and
course.
not eating on time. And this was happening for a 3-4 months period. And I was barely sleeping 3-4 hours. So
Wow.
3-4 hours sleeping, 16 hours work. 3-4 hours sleeping, 16 hours work. That too very stressful. And most of the time eating junk because I was leaving early, so sometimes I used to miss my tiffin. I used to not carry anything from home and eating junk. And before this, prior to this, I was in a very good health. Okay, so I used to go gym, I used to go running. This was back when I was 22. Okay,
Mhm.
so 22, I was working. I started as an intern, then worked in that company only, and going ahead. Okay, so so this phase. And within this 3-4 months, I started to notice that my health is getting deteriorated. So first sign was whenever I used to put hand in my hair, I used to see 10, 15 strands of hair on my table. Okay, and
Oh.
I had
Wow.
hair fall. So that was a sign that something is going wrong. Okay, and with that, I started having a lot of anxiety. I
Hmm.
was not an anxious person until now. Very happy go lucky person, and here I'm having anxiety. Okay, and then various other issues also started cropping up, like poor digestion. Okay, lot of gas, acidity. Okay, which was again never happening to me, and then big, huge dark circles. Okay,
Of
so in
course,
that
yeah.
3-4 months, my friends used to tell me that you have aged. You have aged. Okay, at
That's yeah.
22. At 22. Okay. And I realized I was less energetic. The usual energy which I had dropped. Okay. And then this phase was getting worse with the days going on. Okay. So, but I was doing well at my career. Whatever I was doing, that was good.
This
But
was
health was
which IPL
deteriorating.
season, Gaurav, if I may ask? Which year actually?
I think it's 22 right now. So it must
Oh,
be 2018.
2018.
For
Okay.
year 2018 or
Okay.
2017. Sorry, 2017.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was working for Mumbai Indians and with that badminton league also,
Yeah.
and continuous back to back. Okay, so the health got deteriorated. And since I told you, the health, with health, the mental issues also started cropping up with that physical health. Okay,
Yes.
I was getting anxious. Like a small comment from a friend, okay, a normal just comment, I used to get very irritated or angry about it, which normally I used to take it very light. So now I understood something weird is happening, and that went worst. Whenever like I used to return home, I used to feel some sort of restlessness, some like panicky feeling coming in. Okay, so I used to not figure out why is this happening, and my parents started seeing that I was behaving weird. Okay, so
Yeah.
but they were not understanding why is this happening. Like this person, uh, am I like they used to ask me, कुछ breakup वगैरह हुआ है क्या? So I have to say no, breakup wouldn't make me like this. Okay, I'm sort of that person. So that time I did not understood, but I just wanted to get my health back. Okay, so with that digestion thing, I had developed a very terrible constipation. Like, uh, so I wanted to that constipation ठीक हो जाए यार मेरे को बाकी सब तो मैं संभाल लूंगा. And I
Mhm.
was visiting doctors lot of time कि and the doctors used to give laxatives तो थोड़े देर normal हो जाता था फिर वापस and again. So what I did is, so like we all do, I just googled, okay, how to treat constipation, what are the home remedies. Okay, so कुछ कुछ home remedies try किए, they did not work. Okay, still I was doing Google research. You know what? Sometimes we do research, and the last point comes that you are going to you are having cancer.
Yeah.
So, but one such search, I got this YouTube video of Ramdev Baba. Okay, and he says do Kapalbhati. I think you must have heard about
Yeah. Yeah.
Kapalbhati
Yes.
pranayama.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So this was the first time I'm hearing about Kapalbhati pranayama and yoga in general. पहले कान पे आता but अभी पहली बार एक वीडियो देख रहा हूँ. Okay, so as I said, I was 22 back then. The first time I watched this video, and Swami Ramdev Baba, he's like very confident. He's like, do Kapalbhati and your constipation will go forever. Okay, so I did not believe that once he said, but I thought अभी सब try कर लिया तो ये भी कर लेता हूँ. Okay, I'll try this also. Okay, and I started doing Kapalbhati day in and day out. Okay, now it has to be done for a specific period, and every person has to do it a different way. But since I was young, I think it did not harm me. So I think that was a blessing. But I started doing day in, day out. Okay, so now Kapalbhati, Kapal means skull or forehead. Okay, Bhati means cleansing. So I think it was audible what I said. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So it means the forehead shines or cleanses, okay, by this pranayam. So he was explaining the benefits also that it is a detox pranayam or a kriya. Okay, it helps you to detox. So here I was holding so much of toxins, so I felt okay, let's do this, let's try. Okay, and this person had also mentioned ki like uh, this thing will also help you build your hemoglobin count. Okay, so I started doing this and I did for like 3 weeks. I must have done it for 3 weeks, like 20 days. Sorry. And I noticed my constipation had gone.
Wow.
Okay, miraculous. Constipation had gone. Okay. And my hemoglobin count had increased. Okay. I had done a test like maybe 3 months back
Mhm.
where it was 11 and now it was 14 and a half. Do you believe
Wow.
that this happened in
Yeah.
20 days? Okay. And And again, there was a forehead glow. Like I would see when I used to go in the mirror, there was a glow on my face. Okay. So I thought, oh, this thing works. ये पता चला कि ये चीज काम करता. Okay. So just like Kapalbhati worked, and I was living life with so much of intensity, stress. So more and more health issues were cropping up. So I used to just Google and I used to do that particular yoga asana and it used to help me. Okay. So physical health started getting better because of yoga.
Yeah.
Okay. and it evident, like I could see those changes happen. Okay, मतलब ये सिर्फ theory नहीं था, and then that person saying it wasn't that he was just bluffing. Okay, that thing was working, at least it worked for me. Okay, so I read more and more and more, and then I surrounded myself with all the yoga books, yoga vlogs. Okay, uh, so I got more deeper and deeper into it, and one day while reading a Upanishad, now I don't know if you all must have heard this term Upanishad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is a scripture, like written by the ancient yogis, rishis. Okay,
Hmm.
I I was going to all this battles with my mind also. So उसमें ऐसे लिखा था. I hope I can speak in Hindi also in between.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah.
So उसमें ऐसे लिखा था, you are not the mind and the body.
Yeah.
So I was like, how am I beyond this mind and the body? I consider I am this person. Okay,
Hmm.
and they are saying that you are beyond mind and the body. So whatever terms you hear, nirvan, moksha, okay, kaivalya, enlightenment, is that knowing you are beyond the mind and the body. Okay, so I realized, oh, what are they talking about? Okay, and because I had been into such a bad phase, I was thinking what to do with this body and life. What is this life? I started questioning about life. Okay, so first it was just physical. Now I've got into the realm of spirituality. Okay, अभी तक सिर्फ physical benefits के लिए I was doing yoga, but
Mm-hmm.
now I got to know about that you are beyond the body and the mind. So again,
Hmm.
I am a logical person. I'm not going to just read a book and trust it, although written by such uh,
Scholars.
powerful rishis.
Yeah.
And but I started questioning it. Okay, and I read lot of books. Okay, so everyone was pointing at that same thing. Okay, yoga is understanding that you are beyond the body and the mind.
Hmm.
So uh, falling back to that phase I was going through, uh, I was working for this company, IPL, too much stress.
Yeah.
And so that was that somehow took me into a very depressed zone. Now, people just know that depression is like feeling sad or something, but it is a chemical imbalance in the brain. Okay, depression is chemical imbalance in the brain. So you have this hormones, chemicals, endorphins,
Yeah.
oxytocin. You must have
Yeah.
heard about this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when you're not sleeping well, not taking health, not take eating well on time, so body doesn't produce these hormones or chemicals. Okay, our body is like a chemical factory. Okay,
Hmm.
so that chemical imbalance is in turn depression because you don't feel emotion, you don't feel happiness. Okay, so I realized very late when I went to my yoga course, which I'll come to. Okay. But
Hmm.
then I realized, okay, I was going through that. इसलिए मैं इतना low feel कर रहा था. इसलिए I was having bouts of anxiety. Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I did not
Uh.
realize back then. Mhm.
Yeah.
So now I was working at this office, very glamorous career. I know when I add IPL into my resume, Star Sports, Premier Badminton League. So my future is bright now. Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
But and even the pay scale was good where I was working and at very young age. So everyone, like parents, were happy. Okay. Okay, this guy is good, doing well. Okay, we are also happy for him. But I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. Okay. Because I felt something I'm not meant to do. And the other thing was, since I was entering spirituality, I wanted a career which is in line with that. Okay. So here I am reading spiritual books, but there I am writing all those cricket sports articles. Okay. Which is completely different. Okay.
Hmm.
So uh, I was going into this field of spirituality, but यहाँ पे 16 hours I was doing something else. So
Yeah.
somehow this was not pairing up. So
Hmm.
I thought
Correct.
that I should give up this job. And since I'm interested in yoga, maybe learn yoga just to improve my own health.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because
Makes
at
sense.
that point, I realized okay, my bank balance is getting good. Okay. I'm learning good, but what's the use of all this when my life is suffering? I can't even enjoy whatever I'm earning or something.
True.
So what's the use of
Mm.
that career? Okay. Every day my health is affected, and I know if my health is not there, no use of all the success. Okay. So, and again, I wanted to realign with something which is more spiritual. So I decided I will give up this job. Okay. And I told this to my parents, and they were like, "Why are you giving this job? And that too for yoga. Who does yoga? It is a
Mm.
female oriented career." Okay. And they used to think like that. And they used to think,
Mm.
oh, how would you earn from yoga? Back then, they did not have understanding ki kaise hoga. Even I did not have ki,
Of
okay,
course. Yeah. Yeah.
let's suppose I do a course, but how do I earn? Okay, where do I teach? No idea. Okay,
Mm.
so I was wondering, ki, am I thinking right, or am I just running away from this phase? Like sometimes you just want to run away because you feel you are weak or not smart enough to work in that place. So I gave myself some time. So I realized I gave some time to me to understand, am I just running or this is a calling? Okay, this is something really
Mm.
I want to do, yoga. Okay, so I took some time and I did a big list of pros and cons, yoga
Mm.
career and corporate career. Okay,
Wow.
so every time I used to do, I'm sure everyone must have done this
Yeah,
sometime.
there comes a time when we all question our lifestyle and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
And corporate
And the
careers.
pros list was definitely on high. Okay.
Mm.
Why? Obviously, there were some big cons also. Like my parents used to question कि ये yoga teacher को लड़की कौन देगा? How will you get married?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
used to be a very studious kid at my childhood. And now parents, you know what, they have this inner internal competition siblings में. Oh, my student is
Mm.
bright, मेरा बच्चा
Yeah.
सबसे bright है. Okay,
Mm.
so I used to be the brightest kid according to percentage, academically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm.
and now I am switching from this job to a yoga teacher, and my parents were like कि वो देख वो बैंक में जॉब करने लग गया,
Mm-hmm.
this has become an engineer, this person has become a doctor, and you are becoming a yoga teacher. So it was very hard to digest them कि ये क्या कर रहा है. Okay,
Mm.
so this thing was going on in my mind also, and so I made that pros and cons list, and it was definitely a pro. Still, because I was stuck in that comfort zone, I was earning well. Okay, uh, I had got a good job, and आगे जाके it was only going to get good as a professional job. Okay, not for my health.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
because I was going to get promoted very soon. Okay, so that means I'm going to earn extra, more responsibilities also, more learning also with that. But somehow
Mm.
I, oh, let's kick this job. Okay, uh, come what may, kick this job. Okay, so that point, I had heard some story, and in that the person is at dead bed, so is about to die.
Yeah.
Okay, and he questions कि ऐसे life में when you are at that phase, that bed, you shouldn't regret anything, that you shouldn't feel like try भी नहीं किया यार. So I felt यार
Correct.
मैं जब मरने के इस पे होगा ना तब I shouldn't get that question. I didn't even try. मैं
Yeah.
सिर्फ
Yeah.
comfort में रहा just because that job was paying well, or uh, uh, everything
As
going well.
status in the
Okay.
society. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so I decided ki let's try. I don't know I'll be a successful yoga teacher or not, but let's go. At least it will improve your health. So I told them ki my company HR that I'm planning to leave. Okay, but मैंने लीव करते वक्त ऐसे ही बॉम्ब डाला कि you give me a raise and I might stay. So I
Okay.
asked them for a 15K raise. Okay, because I thought कि
Mm.
मैं बहुत ज्यादा कर रहा हूँ and भी निकलना ही है तो let's put this
Mm.
ऐसे ही. Okay, and unbelievably, surprisingly, they were ready for it. Okay, they were, because there was a lot of attrition rate going on, like everyone was
Yeah.
leaving. So they wanted me to stay. Okay.
Mm.
So now uh, they were ready for this, and I was again questioning, why, what are you doing?
Should I
Uh,
Mm.
stay?
but
Should I
but
continue with
after
my
a
Yeah.
few days,
decision?
hmm, but after a few days, I decided no. Just think. Told myself, think about why
Mm.
you were okay at first place. So
Correct.
it was, I left that job. Okay, and I enrolled for this yoga institute, which is the most uh, oldest institute in India. They say like 100 years they had completed in like 2 years back they had completed 100 years. Okay, so they say that they are the most oldest institute.
What's
So I
what's the
just
name of
applied
the
there.
institute? What's the name of the
The
institute?
Yoga Institute Santa Cruz. The name itself is the Yoga Institute.
Okay, okay, and
Mm.
it's in
Okay,
Mumbai.
so
Okay.
it's in Santa Cruz, Mumbai, very nearby to me.
Hmm.
Okay.
So here I have left my job and finally doing yoga. My parents are not happy. They are thinking कि ये कुछ गलत रास्ते पे जा रहा है. Okay,
Mm.
but I had convinced them. I had told them कि let me do what I want to do. Okay, you just want me to earn well, no? That I will do anyhow. Okay, but just let me do. And I think now I'm 20. By that time, I turned 23, I guess, with all these things happening. So I told them कि once I grow older and when I have more responsibility, I think I can't leave my job then. Even if I
Mm.
leave,
Correct.
it would be more difficult phase. So this is the phase. Let me try something else. Okay. So if it doesn't work, I'll fall back to what I am doing. Okay.
Mm.
So they also agreed, and they saw it in my eyes that I wanted to do it bad. Okay. So they also agreed. Okay. Try kar le. Okay. So I went to this yoga institute, and uh, first 7 days, no, I was just pretending to be happy. I was in a very bad mental state, but I was pretending to be happy. Okay. By that time, I thought that I might never be happy. That happiness you feel from inside, I thought कि ये वापस आने नहीं वाला. Such bad
Mm.
phase. Okay. And then one day there was a yoga dance going on. Yoga
Mm.
Hmm.
dance. I thought it is a weird thing. ये yoga dance क्या
Mm.
होता है? Okay. So in yoga dance, you are doing certain postures and doing certain mudras. Mudras are
Mm.
hand gesture. Okay, like you do Gyan mudra and everything.
Yes.
And then I was doing this. This went for half an hour with music, very peaceful music. And once we complete that dance, you are supposed to go into Shavasana.
Mm.
So 30 minutes, 35 minutes of dance, we went into Shavasana. And I felt very happy from inside, a blissful feeling, which had come after a lot of years. Okay.
So, Gaurav,
And
sorry to cut you. Shavasana,
Mhm.
just for our listeners, is just a yoga asana where you are just lying down with your hands and legs widespread and doing nothing and just taking long deep breaths. Is it? Am I
Yes,
wrong?
yes. So
Yeah.
Shav means in Sanskrit, dead body.
Yeah.
Shav. So you are like a dead body, no life. Okay, you're just lying there. Okay, letting go. Okay,
Yeah.
just relax. Okay. So
Mm.
I was doing there, and for the first time, I felt okay, I am feeling happy. Okay, out of
Mm.
no reason. Maybe I danced and that secreted certain hormones like endorphins because it's kind of an exercise when you're dancing. Okay,
Yeah.
but as I told you that I had been to a hormonal imbalances because of all those things. Okay,
Mm.
so I felt happy after a time, and I thought, ki, okay, being happy is possible again. That small bit of hope came in. Okay, so then I started reading a lot of things again. So I had surrounded myself with yoga books, and now I'm reading more and more. Okay,
Mm.
uh, uh, since I was going into a very bad phase, so some of the teachers there they told me that you should consult. What do you call that term? When you talk to
Therapist.
a therapist. So you should talk to someone.
Mm.
So there was this Ajay sir, Ajay Kalra. He was a faculty there in Yoga Institute.
Mm.
So I talked with him and the therapist. He was also a therapist there. And then I came to know about all this thing, why I was suffering, that less sleep, all that phase, that stress had created chemical imbalances, and that's why I was getting this anxiety bouts, panic attacks. Okay,
Right.
so I understood why this was happening. Okay, and during this phase, subconsciously put lot of negative things in, like I am worthless, I might never be successful, I am not good, I never make my parents proud. ये सारे thought processes डाल दिए थे अंदर, because I went through that very low phase. So this was my internal chatter, and that turned into that subconscious behavior also.
True.
So now physically I was getting back stronger. Okay. So health was getting better because I was doing yoga regularly, yoga, asana practice, pranayam. But mentally, still at the same phase. Not much was done. Okay. So I read a book back that time. I don't remember the title of the book or the author of that book, but it said about rewiring your subconscious. Okay. So whatever thoughts you have, like suppose I am having this constantly chat going on in my mind that I am worthless. Okay, you can't be successful. You can't make it big in life. ऐसे
Mm.
बातें हो रही हैं. So it said just replace that thoughts with a much stronger thought. Okay. Suppose you have the thought of I am worthless. So you write it down, or just you say that in the mind that you are very worthy. You are going to be most successful person in life. So saw that activity in the book, writing this, and I thought, oh, this might work or not, but let's do it. So
So
I did
basically,
that.
the power of manifestation is what?
Manifestation or rewiring,
Yeah.
affirmation also. So it's an
Right.
affirmation saying I'm worthy, I will make it big. Okay, instead of that negative talk going on in the head.
Right.
Okay, so this was a affirmation going on, and they in that book there was this activity that you write down all the past mistakes you have done. Okay, all that bad thing that has happened in your life, you write it down. All the guilts, regrets. Okay, all the nasty stuff, you write it down, and then you just burn that piece of paper. Okay.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, but still I did. Okay, wrote down, like we all humans all have done mistakes, some very terrible mistakes also. So that was somehow affecting my mental state also, those mistakes which I had done. Okay,
Hmm.
some bad decisions in life, career, relationship decisions. So I wrote that down and just burned it. So what this was doing, this activity, it was clearing a subconscious. Okay. So back then, whatever I'd done affirmation. So with this affirmation and all these activities I was doing, my mental state started changing. And with that, I saw that more and more energy was produced in my body. Okay. So I was being more energetic than usual. Okay. So now it was a combined effect.
Wow.
Asan practice, the body posture which I was doing, pranayam, breathing exercises, and plus this affirmation, manifestation going on, clearing subconscious, and along with that, meditation also. This was something new, and that combined brought so much of health benefits. Okay, and that phase I was going on, now I started uh, regaining my health. Like I told, mental health was now also getting better,
Yeah.
and I had tremendous clarity in my life. Okay, so I had just taken this yoga uh, course कि मेरा खुद का health अच्छा हो जाए, like I get good health
True.
from it.
True. It's a
But
win-win
now that
business.
uh, now I am more and more interested into it, and the teachers in the institute, they are like, you are doing such great postures, you are doing so great, you should learn more. Okay, uh, like when you complete this course, go for some higher courses. Okay,
Okay.
I had spent all the money what I had saved through my job. Okay, because my parents were not ready to invest. They are like, yoga, we are not going to support you. So I put all my investment, whatever I saved, into this course. So I don't have more savings to go for higher courses. Okay. But I told this to my parents, and they started seeing how dedicatedly I was doing this practice. So my
Mm.
dad told me, okay, you don't worry. Now I'll support for your advanced course. Okay. So he
Mm.
started seeing that change also. He so dedicatedly doing something. And they also noticed ki it's helping him. He has got a he has become a better person, more wiser person also. So I went for this
Mm.
higher course, Rang Vinyasa in Mysore. Okay. And with
Mm.
that, I did more and more courses. Okay. Learning from some very experienced teachers also,
Wow.
attending workshops. Okay. All right. Now, what happened? I had burned all my investment. Okay. But I had invested in learning something. Okay. But bank balance is empty. Okay.
Right.
So So I had to start teaching now. Okay, whatever I've learned, okay, now let's make a career out of it. At least try making a career.
True.
So the job which I was working, they were like, come back now. But I thought, no, I am not going to that hell again. And it's not now. Let me figure out what happens here. Okay. So yeah, so now it was like I was starting from scratch. No idea where to teach, okay, how to get started. I had done my course, okay,
Mm.
but that doesn't prepare you to start, prepares you to teach, okay. So
Yeah.
I'm a good teacher, but now where to start, okay. So I told a few of my friends ki I'm a yoga teacher, and they saw my posts on Instagram. So from here and there, I started getting contacts ki, these people want yoga, can you teach, okay. So I started very small, like 150 per session, 150 rupees per session, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So so that used to, like, whatever I was teaching, I used to earn 4K, like 4,000, okay.
Mm.
And your corporate, it was like into 10 times.
Mm.
Okay. In times what I'm earning, and now I fall back to 4K. Okay.
Mm.
Uh, so I was thinking, yeah, or I used to see my friends, or so they are now growing up, and see, it's like a demotion for me. Okay.
Mm.
Even though I was earning that amount, that also was going into eating, traveling. So nothing
In
remained of
your basic
it there.
expenses mostly.
Mm.
Basic expenses, only all that amount used to go. So I had nothing remaining with me. So I started questioning, is this the right thing I am doing? Okay. I like my parents gave this option that you do a part-time job and then you teach yoga morning and evening.
Mm. Yeah.
So I even thought of that. Okay, since I'm earning like peanuts, nothing is happening out of this, and you after a point get frustrated if you don't earn well, okay.
Correct.
So I
That's
got
true.
into that phase, so I was thinking, okay, let's do a part-time job. So I started applying for jobs again, but somehow something was holding me. I thought, if I do a job and then teach yoga morning evening, just that, I wouldn't do justice to both, okay. It's like
Mm.
being on both at the same time, okay. So something was holding me. Okay, I thought I wouldn't be able to focus on either that job or yoga career. And I knew somehow that instinct was there, that if I give more time to something, if I become expert in that field, people will start noticing. Okay. So what I did is, because I wasn't getting opportunities to teach and not even earning much, so I decided one day, uh, I will call each and every studio in Mumbai, okay, and each and every gym, okay, and ask for them opportunity, okay. So I started calling. I got this number from Google
Yeah.
location,
Mm.
to call them. Ki, I am a yoga teacher. I've done such certification, and I'm looking for this opportunity. So I used to not get much of a response till then. Okay, maybe because I
Mm.
was lack of experience.
Yes.
I started calling at this place, and since because I did not have background of yoga, I had done my mass media journalism later, and then working in the as a copywriter. So they used to feel he, oh, not a seasoned yoga teacher, has just studied yoga. So maybe that was because I was not getting that opportunity, and I decided I would demand such pay scale or such remuneration. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to settle for anything low. So, and
Mm.
most of the teachers back then or trainers were paid very less. Okay, so all this were there, and I was like I told you, I must have called around 100 to 150 places, and I received a call back after a month from a place. Hello,
Okay.
Ayal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
We're just
I
so
was
engrossed in
teaching
your
in
story.
Powai
Yeah,
Hiranandani
we
right
were
now.
actually.
Actually, just
Yeah.
Yes.
imagining Pawai and Hiranandani with the
Y-
moment because you're such a good storyteller. Continue. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. So I got this opportunity in a very big studio in Powai Hiranandani. Okay.
Mm.
So it is like 1.5 hours to 2 hours traveling from my place. So I used to go there for one session. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I started teaching there and I gained experience of teaching. Now I was teacher, but now I'm
Mm,
teaching.
yeah.
And with teaching,
Mm.
I'm growing as a teacher also. Okay. So whatever I have learned, now I'm putting it to practice. Okay. Which is very important in every field, especially a teacher. Okay.
True.
So I now have students, so I can practice my teaching with them. And they started giving very positive feedbacks. Okay. They loved my teaching. uh, Even their health was getting benefited. Okay, they were getting benefited by a lot of things, even the mental health. Okay,
Yeah.
and then because it was a very posh locality, so
Mm.
uh, the gym owner or the studio owner there, she used to give me this personal training clients where I used to go home and teach. Okay, so
Nice.
I told you I started with 150 rupees per
Yeah.
session,
Yeah.
and
Now
now
it must have been.
So now this studio owner itself used to give me these clients, and she used to tell ki, don't charge less than 1,000 rupees for a session. Okay.
Nice. Mm.
So I was teaching this, and then this one of the personal trainings I used to do. This person liked the teaching so much and yoga so much that he told मेरे पूरे family को सिखाना, teach my entire
Mm-hmm.
family. So I used to take back to back sessions at that one family. Okay. So it is like I am
Mm.
teaching 3 hours at that place. So I'm earning 3,000 in that 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm teaching that for 15 days a month. Okay.
Mm. Very
So
nice.
you can calculate, right? 3 into 15 is
Yeah.
how much? Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Plus I'm teaching
You're
it at
back
the
at.
studio also. Okay.
So
Okay.
now the money has
So
started to come in. I mean,
money
you're
Huh.
has
able
started
to,
coming in.
yeah, you're able
So,
to encash your learnings and your experience. Okay.
yes, yes. So now I'm earning even more than what I used to work at that
Yeah.
corporate job. Okay, mostly double of it. Okay, and
Yeah.
that too the in the field which I love. Okay, so that I used to tell my parents. So they saw my paycheck. Okay, and now they realize okay he can earn well also with what he is doing. So they used to
Hmm.
think corporate career will only give you good earnings. Okay. But
Hmm.
now they have seen my paycheck and they have now stopped asking questions. Okay. Ki how will you earn? What will happen? Okay. So
Yeah.
they see now I'm earning well also. But
This is
uh,
the beauty of the struggle,
mhm,
that you do
yeah.
is immediately you'll never get success. You always start
Mhm,
from zero and then you climb the ladder, and one day money won't even be the point of discussion. Like, it's
mhm,
all about the happiness and if you are having a good sleep, like you said, that if
mhm,
you rub your head and you found like a handful of hair falling down because of the stress and the I mean, whatever you were carrying at that age of 22, 23 is totally unreal. And I think a lot of our listeners would be able to relate to it. I mean, the work
mhm,
environment or the work culture that they are following. I mean, just after money, if this job is paying you well, fine, I'm ready to do 18 hours, 16 hours a day. But eventually, what you are doing, okay, you are young and you can pull that off physically, that's a different thing. An
Mhm.
old man cannot do it. But what you're doing to your health in a longer run is something totally you cannot calculate right now what it's going to do. Because giving time to yourself and your families eventually, like you were saying, all those endorphins and hormones that got secreted,
Mhm.
it happens when
Mhm.
you are in a good company. It happens when you are less, you're having less stress and you're doing good physically. That happiness comes from the physical, a mental state, in a way. So yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, your story just tells all of us that one point money will be less, but if you just
Mhm.
stick to it, it won't even be the point of discussion anymore.
Concern anymore.
Yeah. So Gaurav, I
Mhm.
wanted to ask you this. Like, so now you have your own yoga studio, or you are still continuing
Yes.
with
No, I
someone?
have my own place.
Okay. So, and how did you see the shift, especially in India or in Mumbai, and the, I mean, wherever you have the clients from,
Mhm.
shift towards yoga? Like people, I mean, all of us were doing some or the other things, but during the pandemic, a lot of us enrolled to fitness activities. Some for yoga, some for home workout, some for this, that, everything. Some started running all of a sudden.
Mhm.
So, how
Yes.
do you see the shift in the mindset towards yoga? Earlier, as
Mhm.
you only during the introduction told that people considered yoga to be a thing of women or
Mhm.
feminine
Mhm.
centric, or only Rishi Muni used to do it in the
Mhm.
hills and the Himalayas and those things.
Mhm.
In the urban India, how do you see that
Mhm.
shift towards yoga and the mindset change towards yoga?
Mhm. Okay, so again, an interesting story.
Yeah.
So before lockdown, I was working for a studio, a different studio, not my own.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had left Powai and then I've taken a studio which is nearby me. So I'm teaching there. Okay. And everything going well. I was earning well again. Okay. Very happy. I'm doing what I used to love. Okay. And then this lockdown thing happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So lockdown thing, all the yoga studios are closed. Everything is closed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And initially I was very happy. You may figure out why happy. So I thought this lockdown is for 2 days, 3 days, and then it will go. Like initially it was like Saturday, Sunday, there is complete lockdown. Okay.
And then
So
we
I
knew
thought,
that
okay,
no,
very
there's something else in
relaxing
the
day.
plan.
Yeah, very relaxing day. I
Mm.
am a person who enjoys my own company also. So I can be even at home alone, have a great time, merry time.
Mm.
So 1 day, 2 day, and then a month. Okay. And this lockdown on continuously. And I realized this since the studio was shut, my earnings were also shut.
Yeah.
Okay. Because all that admissions, renewals to happen, I has to earn on as per that. Okay. So 1 month is fine. Okay. I have sufficient bank balance, nothing to worry. And it's second month. Okay. Third month, and it started pinching. Okay. What am I
Mm.
doing? Okay. Uh, and what is the future now? What if this thing goes on for like years? Okay. Because we had no idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And here I had all that knowledge of pranayama, asana, which can help. Okay.
Mm.
So I started teaching online.
Yeah.
Okay. And that time Zoom and all Microsoft Teams, I had no idea. I think I don't know if they existed or also not. Okay. I had no idea. So I used to do a Instagram live. I used to do
Yeah.
Instagram. People used to join that Instagram live. Okay. Back
I
then.
was one of those
Okay.
also. Yeah.
Uh,
And this was all
so
free of cost?
yeah,
Yeah.
initially it was free of cost,
Hmm.
Instagram. Okay. And then this Modi ji used to do this live talks and used to talk Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Like do something of yours. And I had very years back taken a domain named Yoga 365. I thought I'll start something of myself, but that always kept in a bay only. Like it stayed in that cupboard only. That it did not came out. I just taken that domain, and I thought, oh, why not start something of my own? because all the studios are shut, and I have to
Yeah.
reach more and more people with the knowledge I have of yoga, and maybe help them. And it will be an energy exchange also. So I am teaching, they are getting benefited, and here I am also growing. Okay, so quickly I did, since I had that domain, I made my website with a friend. I made a website,
Hmm.
and I purchased two things, only two things: a tripod and my OnePlus 70 phone. Okay,
Okay.
Hmm.
that three I made three investments. Okay, uh, I took a phone, a tripod, and made a website. Okay, and that with that my startup started, Yoga 365. Okay,
Hmm.
and I announced a very competitive prices. Okay, normally it's not that low. That I am teaching yoga at 999 rupees for 3 months, nine
Okay.
nine nine for 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's not bad.
because that time I did not want to like, earning was not a concern. I wanted to grow yoga 365 and reach more people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and I knew people will come. Okay, so I started, since I have lot of prints, I made this graphic with me doing yoga, and then that price and online thing going on. And I told my friends all to do circulate. Some did it by them or by their own self, and I also put stories, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And within 1 to 1.5 months, there were 150 students. I'll tell you
Wow.
why. Okay. Uh, so
And this is all
what?
during the pandemic. This is all during the
Yeah,
lockdown.
during the pandemic, and that too at the like peak phase of the pandemic. Okay. So what happened is gyms were closed.
Yeah.
You can't go to park and walk. Okay. You can't even go outside of your house. Okay. And this all this news going on that this virus is so deadly. Okay. People
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
worried about their health.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
especially that people know how oxygen is important. Okay,
Hmm.
because no matter fit body you have, that if you like you used to have that pulse meter, check your oxygen levels. So
Correct.
now people realize oxygen kitna important hai. Okay, how
Hmm.
important oxygen. Okay, and it is free of cost. Till now you are not thinking about how to breathe, how deep breathing is. Okay, all right. So people started questioning all this thing. Okay, and yoga is something that doesn't require any accessories. Like gym, you require a dumbbell, all those machines. Okay.
Correct.
Uh, so yoga, you just require a mat. Not even that. You could just put a carpet, okay, or chatai, okay, and then
Right.
you can do yoga on that. And you don't require any accessory, just your own body. Okay,
Hmm.
and it is very ancient practice, like 5,000 years back. So all
True.
this other things have come up recently, but this is a very old practice. Okay, so people started coming back to the roots also. So what's there in our, like, people used to have turmeric. Okay, all that home
Hmm.
remedies were there back then, because no medicine was working there. Till then there was no vaccine also there. So
Correct.
people were just home remedies and falling back to pranayama. Okay, so with time lot of students came in. Okay, and they started doing yoga, and some of them had myths that yoga is just meditation, or standing on one
Hmm.
leg, or doing very
Yeah.
advanced method, or no strength training at all, just flexibility. Okay,
Hmm.
Or
so
stretching for.
yeah, just stretching. Okay,
Correct.
and you need to be flexible in order to do yoga. No, yoga makes you flexible, that's not a prerequisite. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, So they came in, and some liked yoga so much and they saw so much of changes that word of mouth started happening. They started
Yeah.
telling to others. Now, Priyanka, you also got to know about through a
Yes.
puja. So again, a word
Yes.
of mouth. And then that started going on. In entire lockdown, I was teaching. Okay, one batches. Then I started more batches. Okay, so I was teaching this, and then post this lockdown, I took a lot of workshops in between also, and people got benefited. And now people were saying that, okay, we want to do offline. Okay, because by then things started opening a bit.
Hmm.
People realized, oh, okay, we can fight it out. Okay, and that initial panic stage had gone. Okay, things were started opening bit by bit. So people are like, we are tired now sitting at home, that four walls. We just want to get out. So lockdown was clearing, but it was not completely clear, and we did not know which like there were this series coming in, right? Uh, lockdown one, lockdown two, three. Okay, so we did
Correct.
not know
Different
when
waves and all
the
of those
fourth
things.
lockdown comes, and people were saying to take a place. Okay, so we thought everyone is leaving their place. Why do we invest in a place, new place? Okay, because we don't know if we take that place. Okay, and again a lockdown happens, we might have to pay the rent. Okay, and that place will
Mm-hmm.
be unused. Okay, so we had that fear. Okay, online, not much of investment. Like I told you, I was just having that phone and a tripod, and I'm teaching people. Okay, but now a place would be something different.
A lot
Okay,
of
electric
investment, to be
bill,
honest. Yeah.
everything. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so but we thought something was in us, me and my partner. We thought we should go for it. Okay, so we took a place. Now in lockdown, the world became very closer because everyone was online. So I had students from Bangalore, Haryana, Odisha,
Yeah.
Germany, because online everyone can attend, no,
Everyone is access
Mm-hmm.
can access
whatever
things.
part of the
Yeah.
world you are. So that opened a lot of avenues as a yoga teacher. Now I'm not restricted to where I live. Okay,
True.
I can teach everyone wherever they are. Okay, no traveling hassle also. You just are like one click away from seeing live.
Correct.
Okay, so and more people, and I smartly did a paid promotion. Okay, so that 999 thing which I was not now sharing with only my friends. Now I was doing that Instagram paid promotion, so I reached more and more people.
Hmm.
Okay, and at a time I had to stop admissions
Wow,
because
because you
Mm.
were sold out, the
huh,
Yeah.
batch was full.
yeah, because there is number of people I want to have personal connect, right? If more people come in, that
Mm.
attention span will go.
Exactly.
Okay. So I had to stop
Mm.
that. Ki, oh, this
And that's
batch
a
is full.
sensible
You
thing
come.
to do as well, because
Yeah.
yoga is something where if your posture is a little bit deviated from what it should be, you might end up
Yeah.
injuring yourself.
Injury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in
Yeah.
case you, so that's why as a yoga instructor, you need to pay attention to those people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But Gaurav, my like question is that recently, I mean, this was not, I
Hmm.
cannot talk about, let's say, the scenario 5 years before, 5 years from now. But
Hmm.
in the very recent years, especially in the last 2, 3 years or 4 years, you can say mostly,
Hmm.
a lot of people are inclined towards joining yoga. It's not
Hmm.
just in India, but like in the
Hmm.
western side of the world also. Like I live in Mexico
Hmm.
and I could
Hmm.
see yoga studios here which are really costly to attend. Like
Hmm.
they charge something in Indian currency, it would be around 10,000 rupees a month or something. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
For I don't know how many sessions, but these are
Hmm.
genuinely good studios. And not
Hmm.
just in Mexico. I mean, in most part of Americas, in Europe and UK, and I think in Asia Pacific also. So this
Hmm.
shift, what do you think is causing the shift for from like even people who are going to gym regularly, who are lifting weight, but they want to attend yoga sessions on, let's say, Saturday, Sundays, or once in a week or twice a week. So what
Okay.
does this like,
Hmm.
to be honest, intriguing people to go there and you know start doing yoga? That awareness, how do you think that came into the
Hmm.
scene for all of the younger
Now,
ones or
yoga
everybody?
has a very holistic health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it works on three things. Okay. Physical health. Okay. Mental health and spiritual health. So
Mm.
we in Sanskrit or Hindi say शारीरिक हेल्थ, शारीरिक जो हेल्थ होती है वो शारीरिक फिजिकल, ओके, मानसिक मेंटल,
Yep.
एंड
Mm.
आध्यात्मिक स्पिरिचुअल. So all three areas are worked. Okay,
What was
so
the last thing
that's
you said? It got
adhyatmic, adhyatmic,
adhyatmic.
शारीरिक, मानसिक, आध्यात्मिक, mental,
Hmm.
physical, and spiritual health. All
Hmm.
three are work. Okay, and it takes like you understand yourself more and more better. Okay, so it's going deep inside you. Okay, remember the conversation where we were talking about you are beyond mind and the body.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah,
Correct.
so it's that. Okay, and since it is such ancient science, okay, so people are, since the post lockdown, as I told you, that you can't go somewhere else. Okay, you can't go to a gym. There is something which you can do at your place with a mat. Okay, just that is the requirement. So people started doing more and more, and the because lockdown was a period, people were struggling mentally also.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So much
so
stress.
that, yeah, so yoga, so now yoga just is not asana. Okay, that is just tip of the iceberg.
More
Okay,
than
asana,
that.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
people
Gaurav
started
sir,
doing meditation. Mhm.
yeah, I was saying, people like they often misunderstand that getting involved into just gymming as a and choosing gymming as a physical activity option in their lifestyle will be beneficial,
Mhm.
because they imagine themselves with a a particular structure, that I want a body where
Mhm.
it should have been a abs containing body. So
Mhm.
they want a lean body. So people
Mhm.
must often come up to you that we want
Mhm.
to reduce fat and this and that. So but
Yeah.
these people, they often miss out on how important it is to stretch, and
Mhm.
they
Correct.
often disconnect from yoga. So as yoga is just not limited to stretching, so what's your take on this? How do you deal with this kind of ideology when people come up to like this
Okay, but
ideology, basically?
one thing I'm will like to point it out. Okay, so people go to gym. They want some go for just general health, like building muscle, being fit. But
Hmm.
I lot of population, lot of youngsters, they go to build bigger biceps.
Correct.
Okay, bigger
Correct.
chest. Okay, now I don't know what's the benefit of bigger bicep,
An
right?
Hmm.
Instagrammable body, to be very
Ha,
honest.
Instagrammable body or to show
Hmm.
it off. Oh, I have big guns.
Yes.
But what
Yeah.
is the functional way of using that bicep? You are not going to
Hmm.
like. Suppose I work as a chartered accountant, right? So what
Hmm.
will big biceps help me in my job? Okay, they would no, do
Hmm.
nothing. Okay, for like aesthetics, it is good. Okay, but
Hmm.
what's the other piece? Okay, and aesthetically, you can look good even with a not so big bicep, right? So it
Hmm.
has no use. Okay. Plus, you have to eat more now to sustain those muscles. More protein. Okay.
Correct.
Correct.
So,
Hmm.
like you had
Yeah.
one BHK, uh, one house, or two BHK, one house. Now you have three more houses. So you have to take care of all those three. So bigger the muscle, more you are eating.
Hmm.
Okay, more you are eating, more you are spending also, because to have that protein you will need to spend thing.
Hmm.
So body, like a yogi's body is very productive. They require less food because they don't have to take care of such huge muscles. Okay, so a person who is very bulk will have to carry such diet, and I might have to carry a different diet. Okay,
True.
they will have to sleep well more also, because their body requires recovery time. इतने muscles को संभालने हैं. Okay, they
Exactly.
have to feed those muscles, recovery, nutrition. Okay, so you can say that there are we ask in India कितना mileage देती है. Okay, uh, what's the mileage? So is so productive, I can go with less fuel, less nutrition, and I can work more. Okay,
Correct.
this body always had I had this goals in my mind. Yeah, I want a lean body which can run a marathon, swim, move well. Okay, I don't want that big gun, big shoulder, and not be like moving like a robot. Okay, I that was not my goal. Okay, if you are, if that is person goal, that is different thing. No
Yeah, I mean, nothing
offense in
against
that.
the gym goers and the
Mm.
bodybuilders, but you know what
Yeah.
I feel, Gaurav and Priya, honestly, is that even if you are having a bulky body or you're having a very aesthetic gym body, your
Mm-hmm.
biceps are on point, your chest, abs, everything is,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that you're healthy. You might have
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm.
body which is in shape, you
Correct.
might have the strength to lift 100 kgs, but it may not be sure, it may not be like the thing that your health is good or
Yeah, it
your
cannot
I'll
cardiac
tell you.
ensure.
system
I'll
is
tell you
good.
on this. I had very interesting story. So I used to meet a person who used to come to my studio. Uh, so he was having a very aesthetically pleasing body, like good body, like
Hmm.
Instagram goal. Okay.
Correct.
Mm.
So and he came to me with two things: poor digestion, acidity issues, bloating, and a very bad lower back pain because of all the deadlifts he used to do.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so now you might see that person looking well, but he was having digestion issues,
Mm, yeah,
lower
what
back
goes
pain,
inside nobody knows. Yeah.
yeah, and not able to sleep well, too much anxiety. Okay, so
Mm.
that doesn't mean looking good is feeling good also. Okay, two
Mm.
different things. And I know people who are very like may seem bit on a higher weight. Okay,
Hmm.
but they are very fit from inside, feeling very happy inside their own body. No perfect body, not that six pack abs,
Correct.
okay,
Yeah.
no bulging muscles, but good digestion, glowing face, okay. So we need to start questioning what this what the world is promoting, the social media, that ideal body. It's not what it is, okay. You need to start
Yes.
questioning. In yoga, we say vat pit kapha, okay. So
Yes.
you must have heard this ectomorph, mesomorph, okay.
Yes.
Uh, So three different types of body. Okay. So like a elephant, if an elephant eats less, can he become a giraffe?
No.
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 Can it become like slimmer like giraffe? No, it won't. Okay, because the nature has made him like. Suppose if giraffe starts eating more protein, can he become a elephant or something? Okay. So nature has
Yes.
them certain bodies. Okay. Okay, you can tweak it a bit, but the more and more you are trying to what's given you naturally, like someone
Yeah.
who is on a higher side, we call him as a kapha dosha, okay, person.
Mm.
So let's just like an elephant, and suppose that person start dieting, forcefully not eating the amount of he must be eating, or he is hungry and just starving himself. He would lose weight, but along with that, he will lose a lot of vital energy also. Okay, so which is
Exactly.
not healthy, and that would make him prone to a lot of diseases,
Exactly. And
joint
you know what,
issues.
Mm.
Gaurav, I know people who like, see, first of all, there's no shortcut to fitness. If you really
Mm-hmm.
are unfit today, you have, when I say unfit, it means you are having trouble in movement, you're having trouble in
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
climbing stairs, you're having trouble
Yeah.
in digesting food, or your
Mm-hmm.
eating habits are not proper, you're not getting enough vitamins and proteins which your body should have. So when I say these things, I consider that you are not healthy. So there are people who
Mm-hmm.
want to achieve that healthiness thing immediately. Like they give themselves a goal of 1 month,
Mm-hmm.
2 months, or few
Mm-hmm.
weeks, and
Yes.
they end up doing things which is like totally not acceptable by the body. I know a friend, she had to
Mm-hmm.
attend a wedding. I won't take her name. She had to attend a wedding, and in order to fit her lehenga, a lot of girls
Mm-hmm.
would be relating to me right now. In
Mm-hmm.
order to fit her lehenga, she ended up doing keto diet. Okay, keto is a very harsh diet, to be very honest. Those who don't know,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to eat any carbs. Like you reduce your carbs intake from 70-80 grams to like just 10-15 grams, 30 grams max a day,
Fatty food.
which is very less, very less. And if you don't get
Mm-hmm.
carbs, you are out of energy. That lady, whom I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about, ended up in a hospital after the fifth day of keto. You know,
Oh.
she had to been given all those glucose and all of those things because her body
Oh.
wasn't going thin. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
losing her waist size. She wasn't losing anything. Instead, all of her energy was drained all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
Oh,
process, is what I
yeah,
understand.
there is a
You cannot
process.
have abs overnight. You cannot find biceps overnight. You cannot have a mental state like
Correct.
yesterday you were feeling depressed and today you're going to be all energetic and positive. No,
Mm-hmm.
there's a process. It will take time. Your flexibility in yoga will take time. Getting the correct postures would take time. I remember
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, I was in Pune and I used to attend this fitness center called Cult. You would have heard of,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
yeah,
Yes.
Hrithik Roshan's brand, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there I used to attend yoga like twice a week. I remember in the very first month, I wasn't able to like touch my feet without bending my knees properly. Maybe because I never tried doing that. But
Yeah.
eventually, in a month or two, I was able. Even till today, I'm able to touch the ground without bending my knees. So what I feel is it's gonna take some time. There's no
Yes.
shortcut for that, and eventually things will happen because fitness. I mean, a lot of people say, a lot of people, you know, already assume this that the body is a temple, right? And you have to take care of it just like that. You have to
Yeah.
worship it in a way. So any thoughts on this, like for the people who go for the shortcuts and you want to suggest something for them? I mean, a lot of us would be listening, a lot of our listeners would be listening, and who have some goal in their mind that they
Mm-hmm.
want to look like this in next 3 weeks or a month or 3 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you have a
So I
suggestion or
get
a thing
such
for them?
weird
Mm.
requests. So especially when people are getting married. So like
Of
there was a
Mm.
course.
that the person told that I am getting married in a month. I want to good look good on the stage. So can you tell me in 30 days how can I lose 7 kgs?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, losing weight is very easy. You don't eat. Stop eating. Okay. You
Yeah.
lose weight, but you are losing muscles. You're losing your vital energy along with that also. So I think the weight loss term should be replaced with fat loss. You want to
Fat
reduce
loss.
fat, right?
Mm.
Okay, so that's the ideal term to be used. Fat loss. Okay, weight loss is like losing everything,
Correct.
losing
Yeah.
muscles. So, okay,
Completely. Yeah.
And
yeah,
becoming weak.
yeah,
Yeah.
becoming prone to diseases, injuries also,
Yeah.
bone issues, joint issues. Okay, and with that, there are also students like few people ask me, I want to do. I am entering a dance competition. That's on Friday. Today is like Monday, so Friday I want to go for this dance competition. I want to learn split. Okay, so can I do 5 days yoga asana and learn split? So there are such people. Okay, so I give them this basic example. Like suppose you go to a gym, because most of the people are used know about gym
Yeah.
more than yoga. Okay,
Yeah.
so I tell them you go to gym and you lift dumbbell one day, do a bicep curl. Do you think next day the bicep is going to pop out? No, right?
Mm.
You have to eat well, sleep well, and with time you'll see that thing coming. So same for yoga. Okay, it's not that you stretch today, you're trying to reach toes and you reach tomorrow. No, the body adapts to that change. Whatever you're giving, it is very intelligent. What
True.
targets you are giving, it will get closer and closer. And what the short, if you go to a shortcut, no, you will end up with an injury someday. Okay, and then you will have to take a break from it. Like some people are like, they come and they are like, I just don't want to do 1 hour. I have to do like this throughout the day. So what happens is if you do throughout the day, okay, you're forcing your body too much. Just injuries.
Mm.
Keep saying this, one day hustle will only give you injuries. It has to be consistent. Okay.
Exactly.
Eat a bit of it. And you see in the longer term how your body has trained miraculously. This happened to me also. I was like stiff as a rod, okay, iron rod, and now I can
Yeah.
bend in a very like comfortable way. Nothing like I don't feel sort of tightness anywhere. And this has happened. People think ki you are born flexible. No, I've trained for it.
True.
Practice,
True.
break, nutrition. And with this has happened. So people need to understand, one day, 2 day, people get motivated. They see something on Instagram and they are like, I want to do this. And they come, and then first they do all this thing and pain comes in. They are like, oh, I have to go through this pain. I have to wake up early. I have to go walk gym or a yoga studio. So you'll have to do that thing. But with
Yeah.
time, when you get used to, like, you spend certain time in it, you see the changes, then you yourself feel, oh, let's do this. Okay. That initial barrier, I think you need to cross. That
Yeah,
first
Yeah.
21 day. Okay. And then once you see the goal, once your routine is set, you yourself will feel, oh, I'm missing this. I need to go here. So you'll prioritize that thing and
exactly.
go.
Exactly.
Okay.
As a, I mean, as a student of Gaurav sir, I can assure on this when he says that when you do smaller sacrifices on pushing yourself. So I remember while doing any asana, you
Hmm.
have to like hold for at least 10 seconds. You have to push
Mhm.
yourself. And that 10 seconds time definitely is gonna feel like 1 hour, because I have shared so many memes also related to this
Mhm.
thing, that those 10 seconds when your tutor says it
Count.
just feels like 1 hour, but it
Mhm.
impacts so much because when you can see that, Bhaiya, as you said that your body was so much you know uh, not flexible enough to even touch the floor at that time, so
Yeah,
that's stringent enough. But when you see that happening, oh my god, that feeling, and it just revolves around you the whole day, that I completed that asana today, so I took a
exactly.
picture and that everything, so it gives a push. So the next time when you do it, always runs in your mind that if you'll hold for 10 more seconds now, it will create a difference, it will create a better asana
Mhm.
posture, which is important again. And of course, if with a great tutor, it will help. And in between also, Gaurav sir used to continuously tell us the benefits of that asana. So for example, if
Mhm.
each and every asana is over and it's the end, so when we used to do shavasana, he used to say that now you can feel each and every part of your body and
Right.
the blood flowing in your body, and that was hitting me so hard because the
True.
moment I used to lay down, I could feel that yes, this body part is alive, this, yes, yes,
Yeah,
I
you
can feel
actually
it.
start so this is also about the meditation aspect of the yoga, right? Where
Mhm. Yeah.
you think that focus on your toes. So you're just closed your eyes and you are focusing on your toes, and suddenly you start feeling something in your toes. That's the
Mhm.
great part of it. Then you feel
Hmm.
something on your knees and your thighs, and then your stomach, your chest, your head, and you feel like, okay, yeah, one by one there's something happening in those parts of the body,
Yeah.
and it's nothing, it's
See,
just the flow of blood, you know.
mhm.
It's just
The
the
Unknowingly, we
beauty
are
to see.
holding,
Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead, go ahead.
unknowingly, we are holding lot of stress around our body. So we understand that the stress is only in the mind, but no, that has impact
Mm.
on your muscles, body also. So
Yeah.
unknowingly, we are holding lot of stress in our body. So when you take your attention there and you relax this particular body part, you release all that pent up stress, emotions holding on to that particular area. And when you release certain, so stretches also do the same. They release
Hmm.
all that pent up stress. Okay. And then when you release that thing, you understand that when the body is relaxed, the mind automatically starts relaxing. When you relax
Okay.
the mind, the body relaxes. And when you relax the body, the mind. Okay. So it's like both are controlling each other. So it's like saying all is well. Okay, your body is
Yeah.
Hmm.
panicking, all is well. So everything is good. So when you say that to your body parts, okay, relax, it does relax. Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
because your body listens to you. We keep saying this in yoga that you are the master of the body, not the slave. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
So
Yes.
even this
mm,
thing goes for running. So Gaurav, I do a lot of running, like long distance running. So
mhm,
it your body's so every morning you get up, your body is not ready to run 15 kilometers today. Okay, you may have
Mhm.
had something, some food yesterday night, and it's troubling your stomach, or you're mentally you are not ready. You're physical, you're having going through some pain in your body, and you're not ready to do 15 kilometers. But you know what? If you just tell your mind, if you just prepare your mind that okay, 15 kilometers is just 5 into 3. I'm just giving you an example. It's just
Mhm.
5 kilometers into 3. So now your mind is focusing on 5 kilometers. They're not
Mhm.
focusing on 15 kilometers.
Mhm.
So I mean, there are different ways to trick your mind in a way.
Yeah, we call this breaking a bigger goal into smaller achievable goals.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like in yoga, also we have progression. Suppose a difficult posture is there.
Hmm.
Suppose a headstand. So headstand directly might feel beginner, or how am I going to just stand on my head? So
Correct.
we cut down those that posture into progressions, first level, second level, achievable level. So what happens is, if you see someone doing a very advanced posture, you might on the first day feel very demotivated. Oh, this thing I am not be able to do,
True.
and this yoga is for me. So you give some smaller modifications or progressions, and when you achieve that, you feel okay. I can If I can achieve that this level, I can go for next level also. So that's very important. People come up with the
True.
like, I want to have this flexible body and this muscles. Okay, so very long term targets, and in that short term, if they don't reach that, they end up being disappointed and leaving that thing. So it's
Exactly.
better to keep small term goals, okay, achievable goals. And if you hit that, you can always go a bit ahead. Okay, like you mentioned, you did 5K, then you did 5K more, and then you feel, oh, still I can push myself more. Then you can complete that 15 also.
Hmm.
So it's better to always have achievable goals than having goals which are like 2 miles apart, like you can't even reach there. And just because the other person is doing that 21K, or
Hmm.
maybe doing intermittent fasting for 16 hours, I will also do it. Okay, but that person's lifestyle is different. That person
Yeah.
may be doing for long time, and you are just a newbie and you want to reach that level, you will end up harming yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, people
So
don't see.
exactly, if it works
Mhm.
for me, it does is not it's not a guarantee that it might work for you also. You have a different
Mhm.
body type, different lifestyle, different working ethics, and
Yeah,
different way of thinking and approaching things. So
different
there might be
genetics
a
also.
different different thing altogether for you that might work for you, right? So
Mm.
copying workouts and copying diets is not recommended. You
Yeah,
have to,
everyone is different.
yeah, you have to reach out to an expert and see what suits your body. Try out different things, because
Correct.
like I gave you an example of the lady who went on to keto straight away. Keto is available on internet all the time. You'll find people doing
Mhm.
keto. It's so much. There's a city in California which is the entire city is on keto. You won't find carbs in
Oh,
even restaurants. Yeah. So the vegan culture and keto culture is so much like in these days on social media that people just go for it without thinking. But it may be good for somebody, it may not be good for a lot. Some might end up
mhm.
in the hospital, like my friend whom I talked about. So this is my
Mhm.
recommendation to, I mean, and I think Gaurav, you would agree to me that people
Yeah,
should
eh,
try out different things and see what's working for you at the end of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take all the information.
Yeah.
Okay, you take up information of keto. There are so many other diets, intermittent fasting. You learn about it. You try if it's working for you. Okay, and that too, ask a professional first
Exactly.
before going into it. Okay, and then if
Going
it's
ahead,
working,
huh,
best,
with the
right? If
diet.
you are getting health benefits, then you go for it. Okay.
Hmm.
And also don't go extreme right away. Like I'm going to fast 16 hours directly from tomorrow. No, you
Yeah.
need to do first 10, then maybe a 10 and a half. And then eventually your body will be ready to take that 16. It's not that one day it's ready.
Exactly.
Okay.
You start slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gaurav,
Yes.
I have this one last question, Priya. I don't know if you have
Mhm.
any question, but this one last question, silly one, but You see all of these yogis and rishi who
Yes.
like live in the Himalayas, in the cold atmosphere. You go up to Rishikesh and those
Mhm.
areas, you'll find so many people who
Mhm.
are not even getting enough food, who are not even eating enough
Mhm.
food. They're just meditating, doing yoga, and
Mhm.
they're able to live and survive for years.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Mhm.
there are more stories like that, more intense stories where yogis have been living for hundreds of years
Okay.
and just surviving on very
Hmm.
meager food, whatever they can get in those
I'll tell
remote
you.
areas.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Okay. So now in yoga, we say our body is made up of panchatattva, five elements.
yeah,
Okay. What are those? Water, fire, okay, earth,
hmm,
air, space.
okay,
Okay, these are the five elements. Okay, we get light from sun. Okay, so either even the plants are going because of photosynthesis. Okay, they get energy from the sun. Okay, so now I'll ask this question to you. You must have seen a very big tree, huge trunk. Okay, big
yeah.
branches. Okay, so where does that big tree, huge tree, get its energy from? Okay, what are the sources of energy for it?
Sun, earth, air.
Yeah. Do you think Earth, that soil would have coming? That soil? No, right? It would give them some
Hmm.
amount of
After.
uh, okay. Yeah. Do if
Hmm.
you eat that soil, are you going to get much of it? No. So the major sources, you said two things, sun and earth, but they are
Yeah,
taking our carbon dioxide. Okay, they give up oxygen to us, and they take carbon dioxide from us. So it's give and take cycle. Okay, so the tree can grow so huge just by this carbon dioxide, sun, okay, and bit of nutrition from earth,
yeah.
okay, the roots, okay, and water, okay. So that tree can grow so huge, even for us. If our body is very good, we can get all these things from the nature itself, okay. Like I'll ask you this question that you might have feel that whenever you're stressed, some people have food cravings, right?
Hmm.
You are
Yeah.
stressed, you want to eat a
They eat
pizza, yeah,
sweet.
you
Yeah,
want to eat it, yeah. And you will also notice that when you are peaceful, okay, you are in very good mood, you might be like, oh, I don't want food, I'm like happy, okay. Uh, Notice this someday. Whenever you are at peace, very happy, you would won't feel like having anything, okay.
yeah, yeah.
So this yogis, first thing, their bodies are taking energy from atmosphere,
Hmm.
okay. Just like a tree is growing just by that carbon dioxide, water, and sun, so they can extract lot of things from the nature itself, okay. Their
Hmm.
bodies are now trained with that pranayam, with that asana, okay, though they are extracting so many things from there, and their expenses, okay, like we expense for our body is that I'm talking now, it's an expense, right? I'm burning calories to talking also, I'm
Hmm.
walking. So expense are very less. They're trained our body that they're not spending anything. Okay. So because of that, they can survive a meager food, meager water. Okay. You understand that? Why is it
Yeah,
happening?
Yeah, it
Okay.
requires like months and years of practice. Then
Yeah.
only they can
Yes.
have such a body. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So it's possible. It's not a theory. Okay. It's really happening and can be done. Okay.
Yeah.
And as I told you, like a person lifting weights or having bigger muscle mass, they might require a lot of protein.
a lot
Okay.
of food to
But
take
the
care of
person who has
that.
bare minimum, you will see yogis, they are not, there are always exceptions, but mostly all yogis will be very lean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So their bodies are such trained that they can survive on meager, like very less. They get all their requirements from the nature itself, like
Right.
one day eating or once in a month eating. Okay. So this is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And good
Uh,
breathing techniques and all of those things. I
yeah,
think
good breathing techniques.
I think
So
we
we
can
have a
talk
lot
in
of,
detail about the yogis and their lifestyles, and how is it
Mhm.
like actually possible to survive in such extreme weather conditions. They don't even wear a lot of clothes, right?
Yeah,
And still they can take up negative temperatures and all of those things. I think we need another episode to just talk
yeah.
exclusively about the yogis and their
We'll
practices
do a
in life.
2.0 variation
Yeah,
version
we gonna do
podcast.
2.0 version of this episode. Definitely.
Yeah, there
Definitely
are a lot
we
of
sh-
interesting things. We have not talked about how you are beyond the body and mind. What the Bhagavad
Yeah, yeah.
Gita says, what the
we
I
should
mean,
Upanishads
we
say.
I
record
actually
one
had
more.
some questions about spiritualism and your take on it. But now that we are over time,
Yeah.
we will plan a 2.0. What's a KGB? I mean, we
Yeah.
already have like enough information about how
Mhm.
to start a journey, and you just shared such wonderful experience of yours that how you switched career. And I hope listeners must have got an idea that living in a stressful life,
Mhm.
it's what you choose. It's what you choose,
Mhm.
Yeah.
happiness. If you choose it, and it begins that day itself. So yeah. And
Yeah.
And you know
before
what,
wrapping
Priya?
up, just wanna say,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
One second, just want to come in. It's not just about him like shifting jobs or
Hmm.
moving jobs.
Correct.
It's about he felt really challenged in that particular role,
Mm-hmm.
both mentally and
Mhm.
physically. 16 hours a day is not recommended, to be very honest. No matter if you
Of
are
Mhm.
course.
Elon Musk or whoever you are, it's not
Mhm.
recommended for your body, whatever business you are running. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, he figured out that okay, yoga is the calling. Yoga is something like he started with a very simple pranayam, anlom vilom, and those things, and it
Mhm.
actually worked out for him, and he saw the results, and hence those things started for him, started yielding results. So I think, yeah, this is what everybody should learn. Look
I'll
Yeah.
for,
Just
end up with one quote. One
yeah,
quote.
yeah.
So I say
yeah.
this: you don't choose yoga, yoga chooses you. Okay.
Yeah,
So you will calling that it will come to you and it will bring you
Hmm.
in. Okay. So you
of
can't
course.
really choose that. It will come to you. Okay. Yeah. It will call
Yeah,
you.
Yes.
Mm. Okay.
great. All
Yeah.
right, Gaurav, Dudhane, where can anybody want to join your institute or want to learn yoga from you remotely
Mm.
anywhere in the world? How
They
can you
can just go
give
through
us your
my
handles?
website, yoga365.in, or yoga365.in on just search engine, or Instagram. That's also my Instagram handle, yoga365.in. That's my company's ID. You can find me on that list. You will see me on the feed, okay, throughout it. Okay.
Perfect.
And if you are interested in spirituality, learning about yourself, you're you're more than what you think you are, and yoga in depth, okay, you should at least come for a trial.
For sure.
For
For sure.
sure.
I
Actually,
think,
we soon be planning about this.
and
Yeah.
So yeah.
one of the three panelists that are here in this podcast has already attended his sessions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we have a very first hand experience out of it. So thank you so much,
Correct.
Gaurav, for coming on the podcast. And
Yeah.
we'll
Thank you
obviously
for
link all
inviting.
your
Yeah.
handles and your contact details in the description of the show for people, who are interested into spiritualism and yoga and starting something of, you know, kind for their lives, for their families, for their friends, for everybody. Can just reach out to Gaurav, and I'm sure he's gonna give you the best of advices for everything.
Yeah. I
So
think
thank
what
you.
Gaurav sir wanted to end with is just to find a balance, and it's in your hands. So
Yeah,
just want to
Yeah.
say thank you, Gaurav sir, for your time. And we'll surely come back with coming back with a 2.0 version of spirituality.
Yes, let's
So
do it.
yeah, tune
Yeah.
in, guys.
Yeah.
thank
Okay.
you so much,
Yeah.
everybody, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey there, thanks for listening to the podcast. Just in case you liked the episode, do leave us a rating and follow us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to. It'll be of great help if you share the podcast with your friends and tell them what podcast you're consuming. And you can also send us your questions, suggestions, feedbacks, and AMAs at pleasesaythatagainmate@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our Instagram. Our handles are there in the description of the show. And with that, I'll take your leave and see you again next week.